Hi, my name is Robert. This video is designed to give you step-by-step detailed instructions on completing the task at hand. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. In this video, I'm going to replace the tilt steering wheel handle on a V70. Normally what happens is somebody brings it down to release the steering wheel. They're sitting in the vehicle, they forget that it's released, and then they get out of the car and snap it off. And then they don't get it repaired, so I'm going to replace it. First thing I'm going to do is put a T25 in these holes, release that collar, release the top collar from it, which it pries up, and remove the lower collar from the steering wheel. So I'm going to stick something in here, a screwdriver or something, release that tilt steering wheel, and pull the wheel out and down as far as I can. Next I'm going to take a T25, remove that screw, and pull this panel down. It has a light hooked up to it on this side, so don't damage those wires. But it drops down, pulls toward the back of the car, and works its way out from under the dash. Next, I'm going to remove this knee booster. You got 13 millimeters in there, I believe 12 millimeters in here, and then another screw over here on the side to work this knee booster out. And you have one last bolt down here that's hard to see. It's also a 13 millimeter that you have to pull out. A total of 4 nuts and 4 bolts. 2 13 millimeters on the driver's side, a 13 millimeter against the center console, and 4 12 millimeters toward the middle of this thing, and then work it out of the dash. Let me use 2 hands. Next, I'm going to get these 2 bolts here. This 14 millimeter bolt I'm going to take out. This 14 millimeter bolt I'm going to take loose, and that will allow me to maneuver the steering column to get that part out. One of the bolts I either use a deep 14 or go through there with a short extension through that bracket. The other one I just put the 14 on it. With the forward bolt loose and the rear bolt totally out, I'm able to maneuver the column to where I can actually get that thing out of there. So I pull the steering wheel toward the back of the car, I push it all the way to the passenger side, and I can actually get that thing off without removing that forward bolt all the way. Alright, the aft bolt is out, the one toward the back of the car. The bolt toward the front of the car is very loose. I pull the steering wheel toward me, push it to the side, and I can work this thing off. Now I'm going to put the replacement one on there. Okay, I'm going to maneuver the replacement one on there. It has one of these clamps, Oki I think it's called, style clamps, that you squeeze on with those special pliers. Let's see if I get this worked on there. And the tilt wheel's released, so let me slide this clamp up as far as I can. So get this back on there. It's in place. Now I'm going to slide the clamp over. Then I'm going to tighten the clamp down some. This is a used clamp from the car I got it off of. It's not a new clamp, so it's not as loose as it should be. Oop, went a little too far with it. Let me get it back over the threads where it should be. Alright, it's right about where it should be. Now I'm going to turn it down so I can get my tool on there and tighten it. Not that you really want that thing to be too tight. Alright, it's snug. Next I'm going to take the aft bolt, aft being the aft of the car, put it in place and get it started and tighten those two 14mm bolts back down. I have both of those 14mm very tight. If I was putting a torque wrench on it, I would say probably 35 foot-pounds. You want those two screws tight. Next, I'm going to put the kick panel back in place, the knee booster. I'm not going to put that forward screw in. I kind of think that's overly engineered. I'm just going to put the other one in. So let me grab that, hook that, and put that in place. And it's easier to do that if you raise the steering wheel all the way up. And be honest with you, you may not want to put either one of those nuts on the center console side. But if you do, you need to set this in place. And this sits in place back behind here like this. And you get both of the studs pointing out. And then you set that knee booster in there and hook it on there. So decide whether or not you're going to use that or not. I don't think it's necessary, but you may. Since I'm not putting this on, I'm going to toss it in the glove box. There is a chance of not putting that bracket and screws in that there may be some minor vibrations at certain times of the car's functioning. Next, I'm going to put this lower panel back in place. It has a couple of guides on it. When you take the panel, this end goes in a guide, and that end down there goes in a guide, and that white piece on the heater core is the guide for the passenger side, and right here by the hood release is the guide for the driver's side. And then you lift it up, hook your two hooks in place, that hook and the one on the other side hook into your dash slots. Try not to break that stuff. Then you put your one screw back in the middle. Don't tighten it too tight that you break the plastic. Next, you put your lower collar in place. You don't tighten those lower screws down too much or you'll shatter those mounts on it. Put it in place, snug those 3 screws in there. Next, you hook the top of the collar in and snap it in place. It has a couple of guides down on the bottom, and it's got these 2 snaps up here up front. So do it with care because you don't want to break those plastic snaps and guides and clips. Make sure your rubber boots are properly positioned. Guide that top panel down, snap it in place, and you're all done. You fixed the tilt steering wheel grip for your 70 series car. Not sure why a lot of people don't know this, but these cars have tilt and telescoping steering wheels. The steering wheel goes up and down, and they go in and out. And I got the handle repaired. Now the steering wheel is where I want it, and it's locked in place. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.